Excellent. So let's bring this up. Let's talk about our adverbs, shall we? Did you understand yesterday's lesson? Do you understand what adverbs are for? Do you remember an adverb that we saw yesterday? Let's begin with Mitch. Tell me, what do you remember about yesterday's class? Any word that came to your memory? Any idea? Okay, Mitch is not there. So let's try with Carlita. Are you there, Carlita?
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
Cool. What do you remember about yesterday's class?
The adverbs are words that describe the verb or to do more emphasis in the at the verbs.
Emphasis.
Emphasis. Emphasis. At the of the verb. Sorry.
The other one was better. At the verb. Yes, of course.
At the verb, and we talk about some adverbs like I remember of the time, annually, and we also check the adjectives and to the exercise to use an adverbs and adjectives.
That part, I think, is the most important part, to differentiate an adverb from an adjective.
Yes.
You know, and this is the one that we are going to continue today, talking and alternating with adjectives and adverbs, so we can identify what's the difference, what is the correct application, the position of the word in relation to other words. Everything depends on the correct application of these words, adverbs versus adjectives. You know, I think the most important part from yesterday's class is this. That's definitely the part superior that we need to understand for the next classes, for the exam, and for speaking correctly, because this specific exercise gives you the ability to alternate between words that look very similar. Of course, the word frequently looks and sounds very similar to the word frequent, but they are going to be always different. So today, what we are going to do is to talk about the construction of adverbs and the difference between them versus adjectives. Let's talk about the suffix over here. Review. Please read this section. Let's begin with Elsie. Read the first section and let me know if you have a question. 1, 2, 3, action.
What we know about adverbs up to now. Adverbs give additional information to the idea. 1. Describe the way you do, are doing, or did something. Emphasize an action. Decorate the sentence. We have to constantly be looking after the children. The main idea is only we have to be looking after the children. The word constantly is only a more specific characteristic of the verb.
All right. Continue.
with the, okay. Adverb formation. We can form new adverbs from adjectives. An example, constant versus constantly. The word constantly is a formation. Constant suffix plus suffix l- suffix ly? No.
ly, you can say ly or you can say ly.
Li.
Both. Both are right.
Constant adjective, usually before noun, happening all the time or repeatedly. Repeatedly. Constant.
Repeat again.
Repeatedly.
Okay, let's go first. The word repeat in past. Repeat in past is repeated because the verb ends in T.
Mhm.
So repeated is a past participle too, the description, the passive.
Mhm.
When you transform it to adverb,
Repeatedly.
the last syllable, you're forgetting it.
Repeatedly.
The last syllable.
Repeated.
Yes. Plusly.
Repeatedly.
Did.
Repeatedly.
Yes, repeatedly. Four syllable.
Repeatedly.
Mhm. I am going to test. I have a solution for that. I have been using Elsa Speak, the application. Do you know it?
I hear in TikTok about that.
I will recommend you to use it. We are going to add like let me check if I can have. Oh yes, I can have friends. I can invite my friends. I'm going to invite you, and I'm gonna use it like specifically for upper intermediate and advanced. If you are beginner in a language, the best application is Duolingo. But you are not beginner. You are going to get to the next step. Elsa Speak is very nice because it's going to take you into the pronunciation part of English. It doesn't teach you vocabulary. It teaches you to pronounce this.
Okay.
Precisely. So let me send an invitation to you and everybody and add me. 9 p.m. You'll be using this with me.
Repeatedly.
Repeated.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly. Repeatedly.
So to improve your pronunciation and to speak better, that's the best one. And Duolingo is more like if you need vocabulary, you know, but it's the one. And of course, use it free. Don't buy the membership because the membership, the only thing that it gets you is like infinite time to use it. You can use it freely.
Okay.
No problem. 20 minutes every day. But anyway, repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
Correct.
Constant. Usually before noun, happening all the time or repeatedly.
Perfect.
Constantly, adverb, all the time, repeatedly.
Exactly. That is correct. And the difference is the position corresponding to the other words. If you are going to describe a verb, then it's going to go usually after the verb. And if you're going to describe a noun, the adjective goes before. This is the position of words. Position in relation to other words. Okay. So let's continue our practice on very common adverbs. Okay. We have seen some of them as words that we already know. We have, for example, here the word calm transforms into calmly. The word beautiful transforms into beautifully, right? And the position of these words in comparison with the rest is different. In the first example, he was calm when I told him we are using the verb be. And we are describing the person he. But on the other hand, on the word calmly, we are describing the way he was behaving. In this case, we were talking about the verb behave. How the person behaved. In the next example, we have the word beautiful. And again, we are describing the word presentation, which is a noun. But on the next example, we have your work is beautifully presented. This is the way the person, the way the work was presented. Presented in this case is an adjective, not a verb. You can emphasize another adjective or to emphasize a description when you use an adverb. So these are two different applications of these words. I want you to please give me examples. To give you some ideas, open your collocations dictionary and access the word hurtful. Okay? Everybody will make an example using hurtful. Who has their collocations dictionary already on their phone? Do you have it? Nobody has the collocations dictionary.
I open.
Yes.
Mm,
What about Carlita? I didn't hear you.
No, I confirm that I have the collocations dictionary also.
Great. Go to the word in the collocations dictionary, open it, and collocations, Oxford collocations dictionary, and search the word hurtful. Okay. In the dictionary, you will see that you have the word, the example number 1. I found some of his comments rather hurtful. We are talking about the comments in this case. In the second example, we have, she made some very hurtful remarks. Check the collocation, usually with the word deeply and very. And the word deeply and very are adverbs. So you have double adverb in this case together. And then we have the word to. What he said was deeply hurtful to me. Hurtful to another person, hurtful to another person. Give me an example with this inspiration using the word hurtful. Let's begin with Elsie. Give me an example using hurtful.
Oh, mm, mm, mothers
Mothers.
made harmful comments to his sons. His son. He
Mother
to
is
her
Mhm.
to her son.
Okay. But if you're talking about mothers plural, you need to use they.
Their
Again.
mothers made harmful comments their their sons.
Hurtful comments. How do you connect their sons? You need to connect.
Two sorry.
Exactly. Yes. Repetition.
Mothers
Uh-huh.
made harmful comments to their sons.
Perfect. Try to use the word hurtfully in the same sentence. Remember, you need to put it before the word make in this case.
Before make. She
Yes.
no, no es cierto. Oh, mothers harmfully
Hurtfully what?
hurtfully made
Yes.
comments
Yes,
to their
exactly.
to their sons.
That's fantastic. Mothers hurtfully make comments to their sons. And there you have both examples changing the word hurtful. See, like magic. Let's go with the word careful versus carefully, okay? In the dictionary, you will have careful. And you have the examples, right? Tell me, Mitch, can you give me the example number 1 that we have in the dictionary?
Yes, teacher. In hurtful, yes.
In careful,
Oh, sorry.
the next one.
Okay. Oh, oh, extremely, fairly, very,
Mhm.
awfully, especially, particularly, really. Be particularly careful when swimming in the lake.
You see, together with the word careful, you can use the word particularly, right? Another adverb that you can connect together is the word scrupulously, a little, slightly, etc. Give me an example using one of these.
When we drive,
Mhm.
we must be particularly careful in the highway.
Okay. In the highway, doing what? Why should we be particularly careful in the highway?
To avoid accidents.
But doing what? In what action do we need to be particularly careful?
When we drive.
That's important.
Yes.
You need to use a verb because when you change it to hurtfully, that carefully, you need to use a verb.
But I say when we drive.
When we drive, okay, complete idea.
When we drive, we must be particularly careful. Careful, yes. Particularly carefully. And to
Careful or carefully? Ah, I got you.
Yeah, you got me. Careful, careful,
Exactly, because you are using the verb be.
careful.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is
When
be,
we drive, we
that's it.
okay.
Okay. Continue.
When we drive, we must be particularly careful to avoid accidents.
Exactly. Yes, of course. Now, what should we do particularly carefully at the highway? The same example, just instead of careful, use carefully.
Okay. We must be. No. We must be carefully.
Eliminate be.
We must.
What is the action?
We must drive.
Yes.
We must
How?
drive carefully
Exactly.
to avoid accidents when we
Ta-da.
drive. Nice.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
Thank you, teacher. That was
That's
rough.
yes. But it
Yes.
feels nice, no? Because it's like you're literally changing your English
Changing the
words
yes.
and not using Spanish at all. Like you are not thinking in Spanish for these examples. Completely.
I have to practice.
Good job. No, good job. Very good. Very, very good. So something important. Take a note here, guys. When you in both Mitch's and Ilse's examples, we remove the verb be. So in order to identify the difference, check the main verb of the sentence. If it's verb be or a linking verb, you'll have an adjective. This is technically this is yesterday's lesson, you know? If it's an adjective, it's because you have the verb to be. But if you have an action verb, in this case, drive, in Mitch's example, it was drive, and in Elsie's example was make, right? Then you'll have an adverb, right? It's more evident because it has the suffix li, right? Because you have the suffix li, now you can understand which is which. The difference is in the verb. That's the most important part. Got it? So let's try with the next one, okay? Tell me, oh, Carlita disappeared. She was next. Then Jime, you're having trouble with the dictionary, right? Have you downloaded it?
No, teacher, I haven't. I am downloading it.
I don't have.
I
Haven't-
don't have.
You don't have. Okay, so look, you download the Oxford Dictionary, you enter the app, but the app
I
inside.
am download the Oxford Advanced Learn Dictionary. Isn't it?
Exactly. That's the one.
Ah, okay.
The link that was in WhatsApp was a free trial. The application is the free trial. So you need to click on catalog, Oxford Collocations Dictionary, and then you're gonna go to the word. There is a button on the top that says enter code or something like that. Redeem code, whatever. All the instructions are in the group. Check the photos and the instructions are there in the group.
In the description?
In the photos. I sent
photos?
screenshots.
Okay.
I sent screenshots on how to, what's the correct button. Meanwhile, let's go through another example. Let's go with the word hopeful. Okay, the word hopeful is an adjective and we are going to use the verb to be, or we are going to describe a noun. Elsie, your turn. Once again. Oh no, Carlita's back, right?
Yes, I'm back.
Perfect. The word hopeful. Are you familiar with this word?
Yes.
Perfect. Give me an example. Here you have synonym optimistic.
Okay.
Give me an example using hopeful.
Mm, maybe I feel hopeful
I feel hopeful.
to
Pronunciation.
get
H sounds in English.
hopeful. Hopeful.
Continue.
I feel hopeful to get a good score of the exam.
I feel hopeful to get the, okay. When you use the word hopeful, let's open the dictionary. What connector is common for the word hopeful? Let's go through the dictionary. Hopeful. And look at the preposition.
About or
When you
of.
say hopeful, you say about or of. Never, I think you said on or in. I don't remember what connect.
To get a good.
Uh-huh.
So I feel hopeful. But I used to because I used the verb get.
Precisely. This is an interesting application of collocations. The word hopeful needs the connector about, and the connector about needs an ing. If you look for the entry of about,
She was not very helpful about her situation. This is an example.
No, but enter about only.
About preposition or about adverb?
About preposition.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
No.
No. Then I help you here. About as a preposition. When you use the word about, you're gonna use, by definition, a noun. Look at this. About flowers. About it. About him. About his business. Every time you have the word about, you need a noun. So an ing is considered a noun. Remember? It's a blue word.
So in this case, I need to use get with ing about getting.
About getting. Complete idea.
Okay, I feel hopeful about getting a good score of the exam. Well, I don't know, exam test, no? Or exam, it's okay?
Exam, test,
Okay.
whichever. Connect the test.
Now, of the exam.
The test.
Exam. Okay.
You
Okay.
get a good score in the test, not of. Of is a different thing.
Okay.
That's the interesting part, you know. It's the position, the correct words selection. That's the difference between intermediate and upper intermediate. Selecting the correct word. That's it. We have hurtful. In the same example, Carlita, use the word hopefully.
I hopefully
Exactly.
feel.
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 Oh, okay. The word feel is a linking verb. Feel, smell, the verb be. Do you remember this?
More or less.
Okay, a linking verb is a word that we use with an adjective. In your previous example was correct because you have the adjective hopeful. But in this case, you're going to use hopefully, so you need to eliminate the linking verb. If you check Mitch's example and Elsie example, they removed the verb be. You need to remove the verb feel. Focus on the action verb. What was the action verb in your example about the score?
Getting.
Getting. You see? Now make it your principal verb. Action.
I hopefully get a good score in the test.
You're thinking in English. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. This is the reaction of students in this lesson every time. I love that. Every time, like, oh, that's correct. You are using linking verbs versus action verbs. The difference is not the li, the difference is the action. You see? That's the secret on dominating this topic. There you have it. More examples. Unfortunate, unfortunately. Environmental, mentally. Actual, actually. Let's try to use these words before a noun. Okay, let's access the entry to unfortunately. No, let's check unfortunately. And let's see what we have, okay? What do you have, Elsie?
Teacher,
Mhm.
why I can find the word in the
Collocation.
dictionary? Collocation.
Exactly.
I can't find them either.
It's not here. I was in the same problem. I was typing unfortunately, and it doesn't exist. For some reason, the collocations dictionary only has adjectives. There are no adverbs in this dictionary. But if you access a noun or an adjective, in the entry, you get adverbs. So it's like so interesting. Then in that case, let me help you on screen.
Fornote. Fornote.
Let's focus on the example so we can check chunks. Read the examples, Elsie.
Unfortunately,
Okay, on 4 is correct. Chan.
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Correct.
Again, please.
Of course.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Correct.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Again. On 4 is correct.
Unfortunately.
Aha.
Unfortunately.
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 Exactly. The best
I-
way to memorize this is
Mhm.
when the word ends in TUN or TUR is ch. Future, architecture, fortune.
Mm.
The T sounds cha.
Unfortunately.
Again, unfortune.
Unfortunately.
Exactly. Make it counting with your finger. Unfortune. The third syllable is chan.
Unfortunately.
Chanatly. Exactly.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend the meeting.
Good.
I can make it, unfortunately. All?
One more.
Unfortunately. No. And
Yes.
unfortunately for him, the police had been informed and were waiting outside.
Yes. After 3 examples, you dominate the word. That's good. Yes, that's good. That's good. No more. So in this case, as you can see, we use it as an example before a comma, as an expression, sorry, before a comma. You see? So this is technically, you need to use it as an introductory adverb that we are going to see in the future. In the future, we're going to see some adverbs that are used not to describe an verb. We use it as an introduction, right? So try to make an example. Let's go, Elsie.
Unfortunately,
Perfect.
I have to travel tomorrow.
Oh, that's correct. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The next example that we have here is this one. Jimen, you haven't given us an example. Your turn.
With environmental,
Yes, excellent pronunciation. Give me definition and examples.
read. I need to read it.
Mhm.
Okay, the definition of environmentally is in a way that is connected with the environment.
Mhm.
For example, an environmentally sensitive area or environmentally damaging.
Correct. What type of word do you have after environmentally in these examples? You, Jimen.
A noun,
Sensitive, damaging.
it's an adjective.
It's a description. So usually the word environmentally is put before an adjective. You know? Give me
Okay.
an example using environmentally.
Okay, in Santa Fe,
Mhm.
de la Mexicana Park
Yes,
has an environmentally view.
you is not an adjective.
Okay.
And remember, your example is perfect if you use environmental,
Environmental
not environmentally.
view. Okay.
Ah, we
Yes,
need,
because environmentally is an adverb.
it's something that is connected with the environment. Usually we talk or we use this word in topics like contamination, pollution, when we talk about the global warming, when we talk about
Okay. I can do other example. In no,
you can make
Mexico City is a city with environmentally damaging.
environmental damaging what? Because an adjective means a
Damaging.
noun.
I don't know. Um, city.
That's redundant. A city has a city. That's impossible. Think about this.
I don't know.
Think about this. An adjective is an extension to the noun, to the back. For example, I have a car. My noun is a car. Give me an extension to the car, a description. Beautiful. I have a beautiful car. The same example, the same idea, but with an extra word. Beautiful car. Second extension, an adverb. I have a wildly beautiful car. So the first thing that you need to think about is the noun. What is the noun that you are going to use? Then describe it with damaging, and then describe it with environmentally. You are extending your words to the back.
I don't know, the sky.
Wait, think about it while Jessie passes attendance. Okay.
Hello, good night.
Action, yes, hello, good night.
Thank you, Gears. I will pass attendance. Is here Elsie? Hi, Elsie.
Hello, good night.
Jimena, hi, Jimena. Good night. Thank you, Carla. Hi, Carla.
Hello, Jessie. Good night.
Hello, good night. And Mish. Mish.
Hello, Jessie. Good night.
Hello, Mish. Muchas gracias. And see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, girl.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Go, Jime.
Okay. Mexico City has environmentally damaging park.
Park? Park like the park where you going to run?
Yes.
I think you don't understand the word damaging. The word damaging is that it produces damage. For example, what produces damage? Corrosion is damage. Water is damaging to my phone. Sugar is damaging to my body. Do you understand damaging?
Sí.
So then damaging parts doesn't exist. What is damaging? What is environmentally damaging to the city?
The trash, por ejemplo.
For example, in English.
For example, the
Ajá.
trash
Very
is
fast.
environmentally damaging the city.
Oh, okay. In your example, watch out, because your example now, damaging is not an adjective, it's a verb, but that's correct. Trash is environmentally damaging the city. Yes. So think about types of words, not Spanish words. Thinking in Spanish affects the structure. But there you have, your example is correct. Guys, do you have any idea? Any question? Any word?
No, teacher.
It's time to go to rest, my girls. Thank you for coming to the class.
Thank you, teacher. Good night, everyone.
Have a very good night.
Thank
See
you,
you
teacher.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
See you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye.